at the moment. Other significant numbers, well, Dover Athletic, number 24, Tamworth, number 25, Darlington, 26, both knocked out league clubs. So did FC United of Manchester from the Evo Stick League. They are number 30. Swindon Supermarine, also from the 7th tier of English football, are number 19. Oh, Kate.
Okay.
Kate, you have the
velvet
bag.
You've
got to get
right.
every one of those.
I know.
If you
would. It all bounces
everyone.
everywhere, so let's give it a go. Here we go. Woo!
And you're going to be drawing the home teams, Dan, the away.
In there, look. Okay.
And we can get on.
Well done. Good start, Kate.
Off you go. Off
Brilliant.
you go.
Here we go. First one, number 6.
It's Sheffield Wednesday, just beaten Southport 5-2 at Hague Avenue. 2 in 2 minutes from Clinton Morrison.
Number 33.
At home to number 33, Northampton Town. Number 12, which is Dagenham, Redbridge or Leighton Orient, one apiece in the first episode of the EastEnders tie.
27.
Number 27, Crawley Town, big spending, very ambitious. Top of the conference, they got 5 at Guiseley yesterday.
36.
36 was that. Swindon Town. Big winners, 4-0 at Plymouth for Danny Williams, West Countryman.
Just a few miles south of Gatwick International Airport, Crawley Town's rapid ascent is gathering momentum.
Really, we've gone from a mid-table fighting conference side, if you like, to being, I think many people's words, as the Manchester City of the Blue Square Bet Premier.
It's been a long 18 months, but we're there, I think. We're pretty much there now.
We are now the team that everyone wants to beat.
Just 4 years ago, Crawley Town entered administration for the second time, but a change of ownership has given the Red Devils seriously big ambitions.
There's been some fantastic investment that's come into the football club from 2 local wealthy people primarily. We've certainly got some finances that's allowed us to bring in some decent footballers.
They've been very fortunate to have some money to spend on players and to build a squad capable of getting into the playoffs, if not winning this football division. But they've done it well.
So high are they aiming, there were even rumours last month that Crawley were about to sign former Arsenal star Robert Pires.
It was just something that came from we were looking at a position in the team that we wanted to strengthen. It wasn't a fact that we thought Robert Pires, let's sign an ex-World Cup winner and let's have a circus. We have a circus here most weeks when we play. And I had a number of conversations with Robert's agent. It was something that they didn't want to pursue, but they thanked us in the most professional way for our interest.
Evans may have missed out on Pires, but a complete overhaul of the playing staff has seen quality players with genuine pedigree arrive at Crawley.
We have a squad capable of being in League Two, and we'd like to think if that happened at the end of the season, the owners would dig a little bit more into their offshore accounts and their treasure chest, if you like, and give us some funds to make sure that we're a force in League Two. But it's one day at a time at Crawley Town. But the objective is to be in League One in a period of time, whether that be 3 years or 4 years, will depend on the investment and depend on a lot about a lot.
Crawley now face League One Swindon Town in round 2. They beat Plymouth in round 1, and Danny Wilson's outfit will be a huge obstacle to Crawley's ambitions.
They're capable of playing some very good football, and this is not going to be an easy game, but they won't fancy this. And we do fancy this.
I know this club's never been that far in the cup before. Where, as I said before, I mean, we'll just take it as any other game. We're going to it the same way we do as any other game. It's a cup game and anything can happen.
We know how tough it's going to be, but I can assure you if Danny Wilson was going to be away to a non-league club in the second round of the FA Cup, he would have not chosen to be going to the Broadfield Stadium, that's for sure. I know his players. Boy Austin, who gets all the goals, we spotted him as well playing at non-league level before he went to Swindon. At that time, Crawley Town, Swindon Town. Swindon Town. I'm not so sure if it was tomorrow he'd make the same decision.
Charlie Austin may have opted for higher grade football, but Crawley spent more money than their league opponents in the summer. The most high-profile signings, 2 prolific goal scorers, Evans believes will prove as successful as Austin. £70,000 was spent on Salisbury forward Matt Tubbs, who scored 25 league goals last season.
As a striker, you've got to thrive under pressure, and I knew it was quite a big enough price tag on my head, but my job was to go out there and score goals, and I've done that so far, and hopefully I can carry on.
Listen, every manager in League One would have Matt Tubbs, including my mate Ince up at Notts County. They would all have him. The problem is they're not going to get them.
The biggest signing of all was Richard Brodie, who reached the third round with York City last season. Crawley secured his services for a reported £250,000.
I had a little bit of interest from league clubs, and you know, York were putting a price tag on me that, you know, some clubs couldn't afford. Luckily for me, Crawley come up with the money, and you know, I was very impressed with what was going to happen here.
Brodie's an outstanding talent, isn't he? We've worked hard to get him settled. In another week or two down the line, you know, when Swindon arrive, if Richard Brodie and Matt Tubbs have a good evening, Crawley Town will be having a good evening.
We're all looking forward to that game very much. I think the only people that won't be will be Swindon.
Listen, my honours objectives for me to win the FA Cup, and they'll be disappointed if we went out to Old Trafford in a replay. We're looking forward to it. It's a big, big evening for us, and I'm sure people around the world, if we play at our best, might watch a cup upset.
Well, also in cup action, neighbours Swindon Town, they're away at Crawley tonight after just one win in their last 7 league games. That, ironically, came against Colchester.
The senior of the two Swindon teams in round 2, the League One side, were at Crawley Town last night, who sits second in the Blue Square Premier. Commentary here from Derek Ray and Craig Burley.
Great thing about this competition is you never really know how the story will unfold. Crawley and Swindon are about to write the latest FA Cup chapter. Swindon Town in their change strips, attacking the goal to our left in the first half. Charlie Austin tried to put on a bit of pressure, and it was a botched job, really, you've got to say, by Michael Cowpers in goal for Crawley Town.
Well, you can see the surface is skiddy, but that's rolled back to him pretty nicely. It doesn't take a bobble now. Does Matty Ritchie have to take a touch here? Maybe if he takes it first time, a little bit early in the game.
Well, Steve Evans, the man in charge of Crawley Town, made a name for himself with Boston. Was there for 7 years, into the third round of the FA Cup in season 2004-2005. Cowpers, and sometimes that is his preferred way of playing. There's nowhere to go.
Somebody must tell them, do an impression of Franz Beckenbauer, because why they don't just launch it. And even when he got under pressure there, Derek, he still thought he was going to take another few touches.
Was trying to force his way through for Swindon, and it's Ritchie, and it's come back off the post again. Well, fortune favoured Cowpers, it didn't favour Ritchie.
Well, it's a great strike from Ritchie here, skids off the surface, it comes off the post, comes off Cowpers' head, just here, back off the post for a second time. Now that's luck for you, can do nothing about it. Great strike, off his shoulder, the looks, it just skims off his head, back onto the post.
Danny Wilson has been in charge of Swindon Town since Boxing Day 2008. Took Barnsley to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup way back in 1997. Swindon trying to turn the screw, and Austin arriving, and Cowpers did enough. Away by Mills, and Crawley survive.
Well, he did very, very well there, Cowpers, because Austin just sneaks round the back post here on the blind side of Pablo Mills, and that's a very good save. The best chance of the game.
First that time by Bullman. Wilson's always keen to go forward from right back. Masterton has had to cover for him. It did well that time, Masterton. And it's been pushed through to Tubbs. Excellent stop by Paul Smith, playing against one of his former clubs.
16 goals in 20 appearances this season. No matter what standard of football you're playing at, that's a great return.
Bullman. Ritchie for Swindon, and it's Perricard. And McFadden did his job. Rose takes it for Swindon, and Cuthbert tried to steer it towards goal, and it's come back in here. And Crawley breathe a big sigh of relief.
How the left back just sort of looks away. As soon as he just glanced away, Cuthbert was gone.
Oh, waiting inside the penalty area, and cleared off the line. In again this time! Austin for Swindon. Charlie Austin, the top scorer. A timely goal, and joy for the little knot of Swindon Town fans who have made the journey to Sussex.
They haven't really looked comfortable from these cross balls into the box. I think it was Billman that gets it. It was Smith that got that clear initially. It was almost over the line. Does his job, but again, nobody picking up Austin, who really didn't do anything but just anticipated where the ball might drop down to. And that's a great volley from Austin. Keeps it down, does everything right. Absolutely no chance.
Here's Torres running at the Swindon defence, and there's the equaliser from Tobbs. Just like that. The piece of inspiration the Crawley Town supporters were hoping for. It's 1-1.
It's an absolutely wonderful finish. Torres comes in off that left-hand side, just pokes it in, gets a little bit away from Morrison, but he's got absolutely nowhere to go. He's got no room to manoeuvre, and all he does is he dinks it with the outside of his boot to get the angle, to get the little bit of cut spin. Unbelievable finish.
I thought second half we were magnificent. They got a goal against a run of play. We equalised and should have gone and won it. It's, you know, I'm proud of the players second half. I'll be proud if they deliver that 90 at Swindon, because if they do that, I'll fancy us to be there in the next round.
That was a hard-earned draw for us, you know, quite honestly. You know, that's before we kicked the ball in anger. This was a tough tie for us, we said that. You know, and it panned out that way as well.
Replay in 10 days. Now, bearing in mind you both played centre-half, and bearing in mind even more that Mikael Kuipers is an ex-paratrooper, how would you have liked to play in front of a slightly eccentric goalkeeper like the Crawley boy, John?
Well, I've played in front of one, actually, Hans Segers. So I've got some sort of experience, I suppose, of mad Dutch goalkeepers. But this piece of goalkeeping, I don't know what he thinks. He mentioned Beckenbauer in the commentary. Where he's trying to go, what he's trying to do, I'm not quite sure.
He had an eventful night, didn't he? Because this one, double ricochet off the post.
Oh.
But
you know, he'll have said he knew what he was doing here as well, wouldn't you? Of course. Just by the manner in which he played the game.
Great night for Crawley, though. I mean,
you're a proud son of Crawley,
well,
aren't you?
I grew up there, and remarkable what's gone on there. You know, over the last few years with a new ground and big investment in the club, and just behind Wimbledon in the conference. So big season for them.
Yeah, and a word of condolence on Supermarine. Great name, but disappointing for them from the Zamaretto to...
Yeah, they played well today.
Yeah.
You know, they were a bit unfortunate. A couple of times hit the woodwork and created a few chances. They'll feel they might have got a draw out of it.
Yeah, Colchester proving just too good.
6th minute for them to finally hit the back of the net. Despite Crawley clearing off the line from a corner, it was the Robins' top scorer, Charlie Austin, who strode up to volley home, his 12th goal of the campaign. But Swindon perhaps became too confident. Just 10 minutes later, Crawley's attack resulted in an equaliser. Matt Tubbs classily finished off a through ball from Sergio Torres to book a replay. Both teams will find out who they'll play when the draw for the third round is made tomorrow. Catherine Powell, BBC Points West.